All right, we're here. It's Friday. Yay! Welcome to the Next Fitness Show. This is Alexis Craig, and I am here right now, live, and it is Friday, August 1st. Happy Friday, happy August. And we have an amazing show for you today. I am so grateful to have our latest and greatest awesome teammate and now yoga teacher, next fitnessing instructor, Kelly, here with us to share in the show with me today. So thank you, Kelly, for being here. Kelly's going to not only be a new instructor, but also co-host this show with me today. So welcome, Kelly. All right, we'll talk to Kelly a little bit about resilience and yoga in just a little bit. And first, I want to tell you what we have in store for you in the show. So first thing first is please push the like on this video. I know it's like kind of a weird, it's not weird, you hear it all the time, but it's almost like annoying to keep hearing push the buttons on the screen, but it really helps when you push the like on the video. So please push the like on the video if you're watching this right now. And I would love to know who's actually here live. So if you are here live and you're in the chat, please go in the chat and say hey, so I can see your name go in there and I can give you a shout out for being here, but also just so I know who's here. All right, other things that we have going on in the show. Of course, we have a move of the week and we have a stretch break coming up. And we have really big announcements going on right now. I have kind of a lot of announcements, but some of them are like big. So stay tuned for that for sure. And we're going to have an awesome discussion along the way. So without further ado, let's get into what our main topic of the day is today, which is resilience. Now, I intentionally chose this topic because I knew Kelly was coming on the show today, and Kelly has been such an inspiring embodiment of resilience over the whole time I've known her, really. And so, Kelly, I would love for you to just maybe introduce yourself first and let us know who you are. I know we've had you on the show before, but maybe they didn't see you here the last time. So who are you and why are we here inviting you to talk about resilience today?
Well, thanks, Alexis. It's awesome to be here. So I have been a teammate for quite a while. I live in Michigan near Detroit, and yeah, I love working out. I love being part of this community, and I think this community has played a huge part in resiliency since we're going to talk about that. So
nice. And I would love, so for one thing, Kelly, I don't want to say recently, but sort of recently became a yoga teacher. So I would love to, so the part of the reason we're having Kelly on the show today is because Kelly's first day teaching for us is tomorrow. So mark your calendar, tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, Kelly's teaching Stretch 25. It's her debut. So I would encourage you to come and to take her class live and then just support her in her first day. So that's one reason we're having Kelly on the show today. But why, I guess, I just want to invite you to tell a little bit about what have you had to show resilience to as of late? I think there's been a lot. I want to let you tell whatever part of your story you're comfortable with.
sure. Yeah, so you talked about yoga. I got my yoga certification about a year ago in June of last year. And then unfortunately, like a month later, I had a horrible, severe, traumatic bicycle accident. And so I had to have surgery. Both my elbows were fractured.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was, it was very traumatic, very life-changing. And I'm very grateful that I'm here, telling my story. But yoga played a huge part in being able to recover because like you don't realize whether it's a knee, whether it's any bone or anything like that. When something is injured, the recovery process is a huge part. And so not only did I do physical therapy, but yoga was one of the first things I started doing because I know not just the mental and physical aspects of it, but it was one of those things that I'm like, well, I know I can progress slowly towards different positions or different asanas. And it's just something that I wanted to strive towards too. I mean, I wanted to work towards like other physical like cardio and strength training too, but yoga is not just, I mean, it's a full body exercise. You're doing body weight like planks or, things where you're actually strength training. People don't think about it, but it's also stretching and strengthening and mobilizing and flexibility. So there was a lot that after this happened, it was just like, I want to like prepare myself for, my future body and my future self through yoga and the process of using it to just mentally and physically overcome this barrier that I had challenged or experienced. So,
Right. I mean, just witnessing your attitude through this whole process has honestly been amazing. Like,
mhm,
I feel like I mean, your accident was really scary, at least to
mhm,
me, to hear that that happened to you. And then also, just, I mean, both elbows, that's like, I mean, it seems like it would be so challenging to even navigate in the world to because both of your hands and your arms is like the way that you interact with the world, and you're not only on one side but on both sides have to deal with having limitation in that way. And I
mhm.
mean, it just your attitude through the whole thing, Kelly, I just have to say I never really heard you be in victim mode around it. And I really just continually felt your dedication to navigating the obstacle and then continuing to navigate the obstacle and continuing and then to see you in this recent yoga challenge that we did just totally rocking all of these poses like nothing ever happened was just
Yeah,
such a victory to me. And not that it's about the physical ability, I understand like there is a victory in the physical ability, absolutely. And either way, it was just such a celebration to me to watch you through the whole thing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I'm kind of an athlete. I have that mindset of like, because I've had, and I like just a variety of barriers or challenges. And, those are things that I kind of take and I want to try to like work towards. It's like, well, why is this coming at me? I'm sure there's some lesson or reason, and I don't always think like in the moment. It's usually after a lot of reflection and consideration of like, oh, well, this happened and why. There's not always a why, but there's how can I get towards a better like person or a better, whatever it is. So,
Right. It's like, what's the gift in the obstacle kind of thing. Yeah, I
absolutely.
feel you with
Yeah.
that. I mean, it really brings up for me this one of the I mean, I would say he's a god in yoga, but I mean, basically of the mythology that goes along with the yoga practice, there is Ganesha, who's the elephant god, and he is people think of him as the remover of obstacles. And what they maybe don't always remember is he's also the placer of obstacles. It's the same guy
Absolutely.
placing the obstacles and removing the obstacles for you. So it's almost like he's showing up in loving service to you to offer you, here is this obstacle for you to overcome. And now I can remove this for you now that you've overcome it. So, what would you say that you have actually gained through? I want to also highlight recently you just trained really hard to go on some giant hiking trip, and then you also had an obstacle on your hiking trip, right?
I did. Yeah. I did a big backpacking trip that I trained months for. And then day 3 of a 8-day backpacking trip, I had a sprained ankle and I couldn't hike. So there's there's always obstacles in life. It's again, like you said, it's the attitude and just logically thinking, well, how am I going to get through this? And I think that plays a huge part in everything that I've overcome and had to be resilient with. So,
Yeah. And what would you say are your biggest takeaways of navigating these things over these years? Really, that I've known you, I've been watching you for years, just navigate things with such grace. What is the biggest lesson or learning that you have gotten from it all?
I think attitude plays a huge part in it. And, you're not always going to be 100%. I mean, when I had my bike accident, when I sprained my ankle, like, yeah, there were times where I was really upset. But, if you put in the work of saying, this is just an obstacle, you're going to get through this. I think the attitude is huge. And I just think that's been something I've learned progressively, especially in the last couple of years of just if you can just look at things more positively. And I think a big part for me too, and I did this a lot with my yoga training, is thinking about three things you're grateful each day. You might have a horrible day or a very traumatic day, whatever. Like we all have challenges, but to just take 5 minutes to think, oh, well, I have a roof over my head, or I have water or food, basic things. I mean, you can go as basic or as deep as you want. And I think that plays a huge part in what I've learned when there are obstacles. It's like, yeah, this happened, but that's so minor compared to something else. So
So it sounds like gratitude has been a major support for you along the
very
way.
much.
And is there anything else that you would offer? I know I can see, let me acknowledge some of the people who are here live. Daniela and Megan and Lisa G and Aaron and Mom and Lisa B and Laurie. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear from all of you guys in here. This is great. So if any of your teammates are navigating an obstacle right now, and maybe it's even something that's super challenging, what
Yeah.
would be your advice, or what would you say to them?
I mean, I think perspective is a big part of it. Like we all have issues, whether it's an injury, whether it's family, work, personal, like, yeah, we all get bogged down. But to be able to, like, for one, going back to yoga, to think about like taking a couple deep breaths, there's so much power in breathing. We're all so busy that we forget that, like, we're actually breathing. So breath plays a huge part in things. And I think, once you take those breaths, then you get more clear-headed to be like, oh, okay, well, this is not, the end of all things. Like I can set this aside, I can focus on something. And I think that just is what I would recommend to people. And the more you practice anything, whether it's exercise, breath work, meditation, like you're going to get better at it and you're going to have off days. So don't let those off days or those off moments like set you aside or backtrack you. Just be like, this is part of any growth. You're going to have steps backwards to get forward. So,
Yeah, I really relate to what you're saying. And I can just feel how, I mean, what I'm always saying in yoga is that it's not really about achieving the shape of the pose. It's really about putting yourself into the challenging situation of the pose and allowing yourself to breathe even now. So that even though we might be putting you into a stressful situation,
right.
and that some of these poses, especially when you guys see the stretch of the week and the move of the week that Kelly picked, they might feel like stressful situations. Um, to breathe even now and
Yep.
breathe even now. And I just have to say, I can see some of the people who are in here live right now, and I'm not going to share your story here on this show, but I have a window just in having a relationship with you, and I know that you're navigating some stuff right now, and I am too. And it's just so helpful to hear this idea of okay, just breathe with it now, breathe with it now. And to me, that now part is really the biggest thing. It's like the part that's stressful is always what feels like being afraid of the future, right? And
For
it's
sure.
like, I'm afraid of what's going to happen in the future. And the breath helps me to remember that all I have to navigate is this moment now.
Absolutely.
In
Yep.
this moment now, in this moment now, and the breath kind of like anchors me right there so that it takes some of that overwhelm away and allows me to just manage what I have to right now.
Yeah. There's so much power in just the now and the breath. And I think so many of us forget about that. And it's like, just stop. Like take five deep breaths and your attitude, your mental state, all of it is gonna change because you're rewiring things basically. So
Right. I mean, I guess I'm curious. I would love to hear. I'm someone who doesn't always have a great attitude. I love to encourage everybody else to have a great attitude. And then I sometimes can definitely have challenges with my own attitude. So, how do you have any advice around that? How do you keep a good attitude even when you're like, and this too? And what is the secret?
I mean, I'm human. I do exactly what you do, but I think music is a big booster for me. Like a
Mm,
lot of times, even if I'm in a state where it's like, I don't know what I do, and music has such a power. And I think, like, whether you do yoga or anything with or without music, like, there's just a lot that I think can help, again, change your mood.
it's like setting the vibe.
Yeah,
What do you like
yeah.
to listen to that helps you to raise your vibe?
I'm a wide span of different music. Sometimes it's like hard rock, sometimes it's like pop music, sometimes it's like I don't really care. It's just like I probably skip more songs than I listen to, but you gotta find the right for the mood. And I'm like, well, this doesn't fit, and
Okay.
eventually I find something. So
Yep. Yep. I hear you on that. Totally. Yeah. I mean, okay, this is where I am with this right now is when it comes to the attitude thing, I'm just really recognizing that rage is a higher vibration than despair. That's where I am
yes,
right now. And so if you find yourself in the dumps, really in the freaking dumps where you're just like so like feeling like all is lost in a certain way, what has been a great resource for me recently has been to get mad. And it doesn't mean
yeah,
I'm getting mad at anyone. It's not like I'm not talking about taking it out on a person. I'm just
right,
saying, like, allowing myself to express anger and to really let myself get mad has been the way out of darkness for me
sure.
recently.
I mean, whatever works for you. Like I garden and I dig and I weed, stuff like that. Like
Right?
being
You're
in
like,
the
gah, gah, gah.
yeah. Like I mean, I built like brand new, like from scratch, a garden by myself. And like the fact that I spent like half of the spring just digging up soil, I was angry too with stuff and I felt so much better. So whatever works for you.
Nice. Yes. Love it. Megan's in here saying I'm a huge fan of a primal rage scream. Totally. 100% with
Exactly.
you. Exactly. Where do you do that? Megan, where's your secret spot? Do you do it in your house? Is that fine? At my house, it would be. You can totally scream and no one, I mean, for better or worse, no one's going to hear you scream at my house. But also in the car sometimes is a good
Yes.
place
Yep.
because, especially if, I mean, if you're at a stoplight, maybe not. People are gonna be like, what is happening over there? But otherwise, if you're driving, it'll probably be fine. You can also yell into a pillow and stuff like that. So
All great suggestions. And I've also been there too. So, whatever works, however you want to get things out, do it because it's the healthy way to relieve all that stress and anxiety and anger
right,
and whatever's building up.
right. It's just like being present with what is real right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Feel your feelings.
totally. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. And then my other question for you is this, like, what made you want to be a yoga teacher in the first place?
So I practiced yoga for probably 20 years, and probably around COVID, I started thinking, it would be really cool to start teaching yoga. Now, I didn't actually do it right away because there
It
was
takes time.
obviously, well, and people were on Zoom, and then,
You
there's
wanted to
always,
do it
I
in
wanted to
person
be
training.
I like yoga online, and I think COVID both brought good and bad, and I think it's great that people can do yoga like we do here
Yeah.
through Zoom, but I wanted to actually be in a community and teach. And so I did my training, which is all community oriented, like through a community-based organization. And I absolutely loved it. And it was the best choice I made because I learned so much. It was like I think it was 3 months. It was March to June. So it was very intense. But it was a great choice because not only did I learn about the mass amount of information that yoga is, breath, poses, asanas, diet, all of that, like it's all connected. It was just something that, I'd always wanted to do for quite a while. And I finally, like, there was a discounted rate, like there were just a lot of like, it was just the
Timing
right time.
aligned. Mm-hmm.
Timing, just everything. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I signed up and now I'm here and I'm getting to be able to be a teacher for our community. So it's cool. It's a great way to do it. And yeah, you just probably heard me say I don't really care to do it on Zoom, but there's always starting points and there's always ways to do it. It's still summer. I can go outside and do it. So it's a cool opportunity to be able to teach people and now I get to do it. So
Yay. And I just think it's awesome how like your relationship to our community has really come full circle in a way with it, so that it's like you go from, being a teammate to also to then like going deeper into learning to being able to
mhm.
share that and give back to the community. And I mean, if you guys don't know, I mean, anybody who takes class with us knows Kelly already, because Kelly is taken more classes than anyone else in our entire platform for sure, hands down, without a doubt. So I mean, just Kelly's devotion and dedication and commitment to showing up so consistently and so regularly is really a pillar of our community already. Like Kelly's presence, I can really feel the support that Kelly brings of just showing up, all like really just showing up is such a big thing. And so to have you be, as someone who is such a rock here, be a person who now is also in the place on the mic to be able to impart your wisdom and your teachings and whatever it is that you want to offer. I just feel like it's just beautiful to me. It makes my heart really smile, and I'm really happy for you to be
I
able
mean,
to
it's
do it.
it's full circle kind of thing. It's very empowering. What's the word? Like when you're engaging your community, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody just saying, check out Kelly's class. The first one's going to be on Saturday morning. That's the debut. Kelly will have a schedule coming out at some point, but for now we're focusing on the debut and getting through that part first. So be there if you can on Saturday. I will say we have had the question, is this going to go up on replay? And I'll say, maybe. I mean,
Things happen, technology.
yeah, it's like there's always the intention of putting it on replay. And I just wanted to say that on someone's first class, the technology may or may not work as they expect it to work. So if it works great, then yes, it'll be on replay. And if there are any technical snafus that sometimes happen on your first class, then it's possible it won't be on replay. I don't know. So,
Or
I
was just gonna say,
it'll just
go
happen
ahead.
if it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So be there live if you can, because that one's definitely happening.
That was my bullet point as well. Live will at least be happening. It's the replay that's a question mark, but hopefully it'll all work out smoothly. So
Yeah, it's gonna be fine no matter what. But Daniela says Kelly is a wonderful teammate. Totally agree. And Megan says I live in the country, so if I go outside, only the deer fear my rage screams. There you go. I mean, me too. I think it's great. I feel like I'm
yeah,
just keeping the mountain lions away from my house by screaming outside. It's perfect.
there you go. See, there's all reasons for everything. Right.
There you go. That's the lesson. Yeah, exactly. That we're giving today. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so Kelly is staying here with us for the show. So the next thing that I want to bring, these are offerings of Kelly, so I think it's perfect, is our stretch break. So this stretch break you are invited to participate in right now. If you're here live, you can participate. And our stretch for the day is dancer pose. All right, this it can be a very intimidating one. I'm gonna also put up, this is like, the perfect yoga teacher photo of dancer pose. Now let's show what dancer pose really looks like. Here we go. This is dancer pose. Here's Kelly in dancer pose. If you find that you're in dancer pose and you're kind of dancing all over the place, that's normal.
You're doing it right.
Yeah. Kelly, what do you want to tell us about dancer pose?
I love dancer because, it's not just, we've talked about like it's a flexibility, there's strength. It's a good relief for tightness in the shoulders, hips. And there, I'm doing this outside, but you can do this inside. There's different variations. You could use a strap, like you could grab your toe or foot and, use a strap to make it varied. You can also use the wall.
Yeah.
And I like that this is just one example. There are many ways to do dancer pose. So yeah.
Right.
And of course, you practice balance as I'm clearly stumbling too. So.
Yeah, I mean, and you're in an unstable environment standing on sand, which is extra challenging.
Yes.
And I just want to point out that the girl in the other photo dug her foot into the sand deeply so that you can see that she has a little extra. Check it out. You can see her foot's like completely buried so that she has extra
I didn't
stability.
think about that, but I don't want to be her. I want to be my own person.
Yeah, exactly.
My own dancer.
I get questions all the time with this one. I will say Megan rocked this in the challenge. Megan's in the chat saying, yes, gonna bust out a quick dancer pose before I drive home. Yes, do it. This pose can be super challenging. So if the balance is the thing, hold on to something, whether it's the wall or the bar or the counter or whatever. So the free hand, you can hold on to something. The strap is a great option. I also get questions all the time about whether you hold on to your foot from the inside or the outside. Do you have a favorite way that you do it?
I do all of them. It just, again, it depends where I'm at. Maybe I need to grab my ankle. Maybe it is the foot. Maybe it's the toes. It's just, where my body is calling basically.
There's no wrong answer with that. You can do it either way. So it's okay to grab it if you grab it the way this model is grabbing her foot, then it's more opening in the shoulder. So it does give a little bit more of this like open shoulder posture benefit. But to grab it from the inside might feel a little bit more stable. And it might, sometimes when you're in the internal shoulder rotation position, there is also a stretch that is available there that's really beneficial. So I would say both. And if you want to take this to the extreme, you can put, whether you use the strap, or I would use the strap around the foot, but maybe you can grab it. You can reach back with both hands over your head and grab your foot. Which
that's
I
the
can't
advanced
demonstrate. I can't demonstrate it, but somebody can. Megan, if you got that, I want to see it. All right.
Post on Facebook.
Yep, exactly. So this is dancer pose. If you have not switched sides, make sure you switch to the second side. The other thing I'll just say is that ideally with this, it does show a straight knee here. It does not need to be perfectly straight. The idea is that it's a back bend. So you're stretching out the front side of your body and you're getting a back bend. The more every back bend, the more it comes from your upper back, the better. Of course, it's going to come from your lower back too, but the more you can make it come from your upper back, it is of more benefit to the posture and spine and, safety in your lower back. And the more you can square your hips, you can see how this woman, her hip is really lifted. And I'm not going to say it's wrong, but it's, ideal world, you ground this hip here so that it is more square, which is a struggle always for me, at least. Cool. Same. Mom says she's probably a ballerina. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So that's dancer pose. All right. Our next move now we have our move of the week. This move of the week is an extremely challenging one. And it is full wheel. All right. If anybody has feelings about full wheel, I want to hear it. Okay, and we have a video for Kelly for full wheel too. And I just have to say, you are amazing, especially with the story you just told with breaking both elbows and you can bust out full wheel. Wow. And here's Kelly in
Yep.
full wheel. Awesome. Okay, so tell us, why'd you choose this one?
Again, I like chest openers. You can see that's
Mm,
obviously a big opener, but it also, you see the abs, your groin, you're strengthening the quads, your glutes, calves, arms, and elbows.
yep.
Um, but again, a variation. Now, again, this is just one. If you have one of those exercise balls, you
Oh,
can
that's a good
literally
idea.
lay them up and go back, and
It's a
you've
good
got
idea.
it. You could use a wall. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this too. It doesn't have to be. I know a lot of times we talk about like a bridge pose, which is, you can start there and then move into it, or you can do bridge pose. So I think there's just a lot of different ways to do this pose. I don't know. I've always loved this pose, and people are like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "Practice."
Yeah. I
I
mean,
need certain things open or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, I would say with this one, it's like Aaron says, no way for me. Okay, so I would say the advice that Kelly gave about trying it on the ball is a really good idea. With that, I will say it really helps if you have a way to anchor your feet. So
Hmm.
maybe someone can hold your feet to the floor for you, but if there's no one you trust to do that, because you don't want them
Totally.
to let it go. The other thing that you can do with that is what I do is I tuck my feet under the couch, like right, how the couch is really low. So you can just kind of tuck your feet under the couch and then sit on the ball and then kind of go back. And um that for me is a really, really helpful way to do it. Another way that I have been working with the bridge and the full wheel is to use the wall. And so I will use the wall behind me and I'm standing up and I'm just putting my hands like I would right here and walk forward away from it and then slowly walk down as much as I feel comfortable and, use the wall. So if this is something that feels completely impossible for you, start with these easier versions. And I will say, in personal training, I had a client in her 70s get this for her first time ever, never did it as a child. Like, I mean, for those of us that took dance and gymnastics when we're little, it's like, oh, yeah, I've been doing this since I was 2. But like,
Right.
if you haven't, you could still get this. It's just going to take some work.
Yeah. Yep. It takes practice, and it's better to start with something small and progress than try to do it from very hard in advance. So,
Yes, yes. And then I have from our yoga challenge, I want to show one other version here, which is not super flattering of me, but I'm just going to show it anyway because I think that it might be helpful. Okay, so this is from our yoga challenge and when we did the wheel in the yoga challenge. Check it out. You put your fingers pointing towards your heels, your toes point
mhm.
straight forward, and then if you need an intermediate step, you can press up to your head first. So if you push up to, make sure it feels okay in your neck. And if it doesn't, don't do it. But if you push up to your head first, then it can help you to get into the shape. And then you push into your feet to take some of the weight
Okay.
out of your hands so that you can press all the way up to the full wheel. So
Mhm.
that's what I would suggest. I do want to highlight that the alignment that is generally encouraged is to work towards straight legs with feet flat, which almost no photos show. Often it looks sexier to be on the on your toes, and so most videos will, they all show that, and it also makes it look like you're deeper into the pose if you're on your toes than maybe you actually are. But legs straight with feet down. If you have this, your next goal is legs straight, feet down, so that you can see what I'm talking about with the back bend coming from the upper part of the back. That is what is going to happen there because it makes you open your shoulders. Anyway, this is a very advanced pose. One thing I'll say with wheel is it opens all your chakras, which is
Yeah.
great. But if you do it right before
S-
bed, you're going to be like, so just saying. Yep. Um, yeah, this one is very challenging and take it one step at a time. Cool. Thank you for choosing these. And it's really great to see which ones you like. And I love hearing, I just love presencing these aspirational poses that a lot of times we don't always do these in class. Especially because people come and they're like, can you just stretch me out? I really need my hips to be just like feel a little better. And so we focus a lot more on recovery a lot of times in our classes instead of on progressing into the advanced poses or something. And so it's fun to be able to presence them. Nice. Okay. You ready? You ready for announcements? We have kind of a lot. All right. The first one is really exciting. Ready? Kelly's debut is tomorrow. So tomorrow is Kelly's big debut. It is at 7:30 a.m. Pacific. There's a walking class before it and a Pilates class after it. So you can come for 1, 2, or 3 classes. And it's a stretch class. So I mean, it's yoga-ish, but I would say it's definitely more stretching focused. Is there anything else you want to say about it, Kelly?
No, just show up.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If you can.
Show up if you can.
It is early on a Saturday for Pacific
For
folks, but
Pacific
it's
people, yeah.
10:30 Eastern.
It's 10:30 for you, so yeah. Okay, our next announcement. I meant to say this last week and I forgot. So this is our next challenge that we have coming up. It starts on Monday. So this is like 3 days away. This starts in 3 days. It's called Thrive in 30. This is included in your membership. So if you are a Next Fitness Thing member, then this is free. And honestly, if you're not a member, you can sign up for this challenge for free. You just, in order to get into the classes, like you'll probably need a membership to get into the classes themselves, but you can sign up for the challenge and get the scorecard for free. So basically this is 30-day fitness challenge where you have a different class, one class to take every day for 30 days. So with this, the idea is to make it so that 1, you have fun classes to take for 30 days, 2, to have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and to maybe take a class that you might not have normally been taking. But also we've designed this to be an effective program. So it's not just like, here, take a random smattering of classes throughout this time. We really thoughtfully put this together in a way that would make it so that you would have a well-rounded program if you actually do the class of the day for all 30 days. So the other thing I just want to say with this here, I'm going to put the landing page up so that you can see what's happening here. Okay, this is the landing page for it. And to get started, you can sign up at the top or you can push the get started button, either one. There are classes, you can take these classes on replay or you can take them live. That's completely up to you. You get the scorecard by clicking right here. So if you click this, it's going to take you to a place where you can get the info sheet and also download the scorecard right here. The very first day is, these are the days of the challenge, not the date. Okay. So this is not August 1st. This is day 1 of the challenge, day 2 of the challenge. And the other thing to say is this is an opportunity to win a prize. So if you take the class, you get 1 point on this scorecard. If you post a video or a photo on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok and tag us, and it could be a video or a photo of yourself, like doing your favorite move from the class. It could be a sweaty selfie, something that references the workout of that day. Then you get 2 points in the challenge. And if you do any kind of action to engage with our YouTube channel, meaning that you comment on something, or share one of our videos or like something, then you get 1 extra bonus point down here in the right corner. So you can get a total of 4 points per day. If you do the workout, share the post, plus also engage with something on YouTube, that's 4 points per day. And at the end of this challenge, then you can submit your scorecard for a chance to win a free personal training session. There's a lot of fun stuff on here. There's a lot of classes you might not have taken in a while or ever. So check it out. And the other thing I just want to say with that is, with that, Goals walk is Monday. Goals walk is Monday. I always forget to let you know the goals walk is Monday. Goals walk is Monday. And the other thing to know about that is that we have a new schedule that starts on Monday. So this schedule is an experiment. I took the survey that teammates filled out of what time they want classes to be, and I put the entire schedule based on what time you said you wanted classes to be. So now this is the experiment. Are you actually going to come? So, like, there's one thing to fill the survey out and say, I want class at 6 a.m. And then it's another thing to actually show up and take class at 6 a.m. So starting on Monday, I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, well, 5:30 probably, to teach class at 6 a.m. 4 days a week. So come. There's more times on the schedule than there were before, almost double. This is going to be an experiment. It's not going to be set in stone. It's going to be based on like seeing how it goes and who shows up to what and when and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to make adjustments as we go. We did make sure that the classes that are in the Thrive in 30 challenge are available live on the day that it's on there for the most part. The weekends, maybe not, but the weekday classes are all actually available on that day. Aaron says, it is so awesome that you listened to all the teammates and made such a change. Aw, thanks. The other thing to say with this is, if you are a founding member or just a member and you have feelings about the schedule, I definitely want to know. So tell me if this all of a sudden doesn't work for you, or if you love it or whatever. I want to know. So with that, oh, that's not the right thing, but let me see. I could get there. There. Just so you know, the founding member renewal is coming up. We're going to have a process that's going on over the next weeks that's going to essentially be our renewal for founding members. It's also going to be this rollout of new things that we've never had before. So there's going to be more ways to be involved than there ever were before. There's going to be new community features. There's going to be a bunch of new that's coming out over the next few weeks. And August traditionally is our slowest month for workouts. That's normal in the fitness industry. That's just true. So August is the slowest. So this is the perfect time for us to focus on having a renewal at this time, not just for memberships, but in our offering to have a sense of renewal right now. So stay tuned. The first thing for you to know is that the actual founding member renewal is going to come up in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to give you several weeks to decide if you are renewing or what that looks like for you. So you'll have time to make the decision or to whatever. Before I put the renewal out, I'm going to be putting out, I'm calling it a Patreon. I think I'm probably going to use Patreon, but I might use a different service, but let's just call it a Patreon right now. I know that's a brand name, but let's call it that. So there is going to be an opportunity for people to support us in growing and existing. That isn't necessarily a membership. So it would just be contributing to the existence of the Next Fitness thing and to give us resources to be able to build all the things that everybody wants. And so even if you might not want to work out with us, you could join as a Patreon, and then that way it would help us to have resources to be able to grow. That's not the same as the membership. After we launch the Patreon, then we're going to have the membership renewal after that. So you don't have to be a Patreon to renew. You don't have to be a member to do the Patreon. There's just going to be more than one option going on. So just so you know. The other thing that's coming out in the next week or so is our online community as far as where we can chat with one another. We're going to have a new place for that. So I know the service team has been in Slack, and then a lot of people have been in Facebook, and we are going to be having a new digital community on Discord. That's going to be a great opportunity for everybody to connect with one another directly more. So look for that. It's going to be invitation only. So you will have to either be a member or a patron to be able to join that. So look for an invite if you are already a member. Okay, I can see in the chat we have questions already. I will also be doing office hours to like explain more details. So if this is confusing, don't worry, it's fine. Aaron says back to school schedule shifts and last minute vacations. August, yeah, it's totally a thing. Lisa wants to know about 6 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, so I don't want to speak too soon. We have I have my fingers crossed that something is coming with that. I don't want to jinx it in any way. It's a possibility. That's all I'm going to say right now. And just stay tuned as part of this renewal process, because there will be exciting things that will be unveiled. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. With that, just know great things are coming. All right. Our next announcement is True Crime Walk. True Crime Walk is this Sunday with Anna. And this is Anna's birthday month. And so she is doing this is basically going to be a really special one this month, because she's celebrating her own birthday through this True Crime Walk. So come on Sunday if you can. It's at 1 p.m. Pacific with Anna. And Anna puts so much into these. I mean, I'm not even really necessarily a true crime fan, but I love doing this with Anna because it's just so fun to be in what Anna is so passionate about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing is I want to give you an update on Disability Pride. So we did this last Sunday and it was awesome. It was honestly awesome. Thank you everyone who contributed. It was such a fun event and it was so great to see all of the support that came out from it. The donation link is still up. If you didn't get to do it, it's on our YouTube channel. You can participate that way by doing it through YouTube. I also, on the nextfitnessthing.com/disability pride, I put the YouTube video on that page. So you don't have to like go hunting for it. It's right there. You can go watch it there. Our goal was to raise $300. We raised $369.94 so far. So we already exceeded our goal. I know Marissa really wants to get to 400, but just saying that you guys are awesome, and we're super, super, super grateful for all the generosity from Borp. And Borp was so excited. I got 2 excited emails from Borp. So grateful for this. So that was really cool. Okay, so that's Disability Pride. And all right, and I want to give a shout out to Megan. Megan is here live with us right now. And I just want to say congratulations, Megan. Megan was the winner of the 30 Days of Yoga Poses Challenge. There were actually 3 people who completed the entire challenge. Kelly was one of them. So I do want to say everybody who completed this challenge and everybody who participated in this challenge, great job. It was really, really fun. And Megan was such a rock star. Oh, look, here's her dancer pose right here. Check it out. Rocking it. Yeah. Megan's videos and photos along the way some of them were just beautiful and some of them were very entertaining. And I loved how she did the boat pose and then she rode the boat as part of the boat pose. And it was great. It was so great. So Megan got a free one-on-one training session of whatever she wants to use it for as part of this challenge. So Megan says, wow, that's a lot of me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
A lot of you. But they're amazing poses.
They are. I mean, it's beautiful. Your alignment is just really nice on all of them too. That had nothing to do with winning the challenge. The look of your poses does not affect your winning, but you are very graceful yogi. Okay. And hydration challenge. The hydration challenge is underway. Nice. Cheers on that note. Cheers. Yes, I have multiple I'm double fisting the hydration right now. For those of you in the hydration challenge, make sure you continue to fill out your hydration sheet, your adult coloring book, fill it out. And I just want to remind you that Sunday night, make sure you submit your final tally sheet on Sunday night. You can go to the nextfitnessthing.com/hydrate and the link to submit your sheet is there. So submit your sheet and we'll be drawing the winner on Monday. So that way, do the thing. All right, now I think I have one more. Oh, I think I have one. I do. I have 2 more actually. Okay. Book club. Walking book club. This month is A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poisons. And I'm not sure how do you pronounce this? Kate Kavari, I think.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on August 24th with Casey. So start reading now, find the book, get on it. Apparently there are several of these books, but Parties and Poisons is the one that you're looking for this one. And Anna is offering a bonus book club this month. So it's The Mirror by Nora Roberts. And she's doing that on Sunday, August 10th. So it's not this weekend right now, it's the next weekend. So if you want to join that one, read now, get on it, read it. All right.
Promoting.
Yep. Okay. And that's it. That was a lot. Okay. We had a lot of announcements today. And the biggest announcement is Kelly starts tomorrow. Come to yoga with Kelly starting tomorrow.
Come do yoga stretch.
Yoga stretch 25. Yes, it's a 25-minute class. So it'll make your weekend just feel so much more open.
So relaxed, so calm. I'm
Totally.
sure we've all had busy weeks, so it's a good way to start the weekend off right.
Yeah, awesome. Kelly, do you have any more thoughts for us? Anything else that you want to share in here before we go?
No, I think my only thing, I just said no and then I started talking, but
It's okay.
I would just say don't never, what am I trying to say? Like try something, even if you're afraid to try it. Like if it's yoga and you're like, I don't know about this, there's always variation. So like just give it a shot. You might not like it, you might love it. Try it. That's all I can say.
Nice. I love how I can feel you saying this message and you're like, that's a negative message. I'm changing it. That's a negative message. I'm changing it. Okay. How do I say this in a positive way? Here it is. Try something. I love it. I love your process with that. It's great.
Thanks.
All right. Kelly, you're just such, I know I said it before, but I'm saying it again. You are such a pillar of our community. And I'm just so grateful for your presence in so many ways. I'm grateful every time I see you show up to class. I'm grateful for all the ways that you show up and share your process. And I'm also just really grateful that now you're stepping forward into this new role. And I'm really excited to see what becomes of it. So congratulations. It's a big deal.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a big deal
too.
Everybody who is here today live, thank you for coming to the show. I appreciate you being here. Next week we have another guest. She is a physical therapist who is working a lot, especially with stressed out women, and so she's going to have a lot of interesting things to say, and I'll tell you more about that later. Okay. Meanwhile, in the chat, Daniela says, congrats, Megan. Lisa G says, yay. And awesome. All right. Take good care. Have a wonderful week. Hope to see you in class. And let's dance it out. You ready? Here we go. I think. Oh, I turned the volume all the way down.
Oops.
I always feel like it's somebody knocking on the door, like knock, knock, knock.